Hello there, this is Agri Talk right here on KTN Farmers TV, and today we are talking about animal feed safety. And with me is Dr. Joyce Thayer, who has worked in the Ministry of Agriculture for 35 years under the Directorate of Veterinary Services, and she's here to just explain to us about animal feeds. Just give us her insights so that you as a farmer may understand how you can give your animal better feeds. All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, now let's get right into it and look at food and feed. When you talk about animal food, animal feed, why can't we say animal food and we are saying animal feed?
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting question. I think it's more, I believe it is more of semantics, one, and two, for understanding and differentiation. Because when we talk of food, the notion normally goes into human food that we eat. The animals, they still eat food, but for ease of understanding and for differentiation, we refer to animal feed and human food. Mm-hmm. But I do not think that it should be an issue that should be, it's not a scientific issue.
Ah, okay.
I think, yeah.
Thank you for giving us that answer. All right, now let's look at animal feed. When you talk about animal feed, what are we looking at in terms of the feed that animals usually take? What are some of the types of animal feeds that we have?
Animal feed, for one, is everything that an animal will eat.
Yes.
Here we are talking about, and let's maybe talk about the food-producing animals, mm-hmm. because that is what normally the farmer will keep, that cow, that chicken, that mm-hmm. pig. Mm-hmm. So it is all the food that the animal eats. Here we are talking of from the grass, the fodder that is given, to if it is given any water, any concentrates, that is like the dairy meals and such kind of thing. And feed can be the pasture where it goes to feed out there, or feed that is brought into the stores where animal is, feed that is purchased from the shops because it is a processed feed, or a feed that is directly as nature has it and it's fed into the animal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, and now animals feed, of course, it's also food. So can animals just eat the regular food that we eat, like ugali, kale that has been cooked? Because you usually see sometimes cows eating ugali that has been thrown, they are given. So can animals just eat the regular foods that we eat, especially the milk producing animals?
Of course, the animals can eat all that what we eat. If you really look at it, mm-hmm. we are animals.
Yes.
So animals can eat that. But then when you're feeding the animal, particularly for a farmer, you're feeding the animal for production, you're feeding the animal as a business. Mm-hmm. So you have to look at the business side of it. You have to look at the cost benefit mm-hmm. of the feed you are eating. If you think of cooking ugali for the animal, what is the cost of that and the cost of the product that you're expecting from the animal? Does it make economic sense? And also, different types of animals are created differently.
Yes.
And because of this, there are some feeds that may affect animals differently. For example, a cat cannot eat grass. Even if it does, it will be affected because it is not created to digest mm-hmm. that kind of feed. So the feed that animal eat, depending on the way that animal is, its digestive system, the way it is created. So different animals will feed on different feed resources, depending on the species of the animal. Also, you look at the age of the animal. You cannot give a newborn calf dry hay, for example. It will have an impact. So the age of the animal will also impact on the type of food that is eaten. Two, the farmer is a business. You also have to look at the production stage of that animal. If you're having an animal that is not milking and it is not pregnant, you may not give it the same kind of feed as you are giving a high-producing dairy animal, or a chicken that is laying. You may not feed it the same with that the chicken that is free range. So the feed will depend on a lot of those factors: the age, the species of the animal, the production stage of the animal. Yeah, so those are the factors that affect, and of course the cost benefit. You may want to feed a very expensive feed, but what are you expecting finally at the end of the animal? Will it give you back what you have invested?
All right, and now when you look at animal feed safety, why is it important?
Okay, one, animal feed safety, what does that mean? It means it is that assurance that that feed you give to the animal is not going to cause harm to the animal itself. It's also not going to cause harm to the consumer who will feed on the feed from that animal. For example, if it is milk. So what you feed the animal, the milk from that animal will be taken by a child or by a human being. So it's that assurance that the feed you give to the animal will not cause harm to the animal itself and to the human beings. Yeah, so essentially that is so. When you ask why is it important, one, like we said, whatever an animal eats, it's what it produces. So if an animal eats food that is not unsafe, it might translate to the milk or to the eggs or to that meat. So it has an impact on human health.